This is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News, and I just read an interesting article that was put out by Elizabeth Giginis with the Herald. And I guess there was a meeting last night with the LGBT activists out there. The ACLU was on hand from Sarasota, and there was a panel there basically to discuss LGBT rights. Didn't hear about it, just reading about it now. They want to make sure that there's a game plan to see how they can handle how people are affected and treated, and how they're perceived by the laws, and how these laws are treating the LGBTQ people within the county, and I guess it would go nationally and internationally too, for that matter. One of the biggest concerns were noted based upon the recent signing of an executive order by Donald Trump, where churches and other tax-exempt religious organizations are free from the IRS persecuting them when it came to expressing your political preference. And the whole concept, the whole idea of religious exemption, they feel would allow people to refuse to serve the LGBT community based upon their religious rights. And so they're concerned about the equality issue there. Then Elizabeth went into the whole school thing, because I guess Eric Robinson, school board member, and was on hand there. And they started talking about Sarasota County School Board, and if they're going to adopt a district-wide policy regarding transgenders, and allowing them to use school bathrooms of their choice, whoever they identify with. Today they're a lady, tomorrow they're a man, based upon that. And back in March, you may recall, there was about 20 people that went there to the board, basically middle and high school kids, and they said, hey, look, we're in favor of an identity-based policy. And the board, previously, they referred to the Supreme Court case and said, you know, whatever comes out of that, we'll see what happens. But that was sent back to the lower court. Now they're looking at some of the verbiage or commentary that's been made from the school board to see where their school board members, to see where they're going to go. Like I said, Eric Robinson was there, and they did say that they asked him whether the board would ultimately decide to keep the current policy of handling the issue on a case-by-case basis, and Eric basically said, well, that's how I'm going to vote. There's a lot more to this story. It's an interesting article. Elizabeth is a reporter with the Herald Tribune. You can go over there if you get their monthly service, or just pick up a paper. I know a lot of people are against this. I do remember that meeting, and I remember there weren't a lot of people against it that showed up to rally. I think it was because the communications weren't out that the people for it were going to be there. Because I know in previous meetings, a lot of individuals have shown up to fight against this gender identity policy being pushed within the school. Most of it was introduced, I believe, with that Pineview student, and it has just expanded from there. But a lot of people are saying, hey, look, there's chromosomes, X and Y. You're a boy, you're a girl. You don't get to identify today you're a lady, tomorrow you're a man. What say you? This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News.